Good morning, this is Jeremy Knudsen. I'm going to do a quick overview of the Capturx for Microsoft Excel 2007 software extension from Adapts. As you see here in front of me on the camera, I have the installation site survey paper document that was printed from my laser printer here within my office. I also have docked the USB docking station and the Adapts digital pen. Behind my application, you will notice that I have the Microsoft Excel form open on the site survey template page, noting that this is the template to be used for use with the Capturx software. Once the template has been highlighted, the document is ready to be printed. So as we've got in front of us now the printed document, standard field work is we could take the pen out in the field and as normally filling out documentation, inspections, site surveys, and the like. So I'm going to add some data into the fields, and I'm simply putting down ink on the page. So I'm writing in some dates for 2009. I am going to put conducted by Jeremy Knudsen. Chain name is HRSD. Region Pacific. Address 1234 Main. City Vancouver, Washington 98665. The installer Derek Neth. A few check boxes, yes and no. You can also sketch some blueprints here in this dialog box. What I'm doing is I'm actually just using Excel itself, so I've only filled in a little bit of data to prove the point of collecting field data from paper to pen. All of the data has now been collected onto the pen itself and is going to be ingested or brought back into the original application, which in this case is Microsoft Office Excel. Once we've brought the data into the application, you'll notice that there are multiple tabs that have populated on the bottom of the application. Also, Adapts Capturx software extension sits within Excel 2007's ribbon. You'll notice here is the Capturx tab with the ability to highlight the template and see how the text is going to be converted as it's formatted, giving you the flexibility as well here with the standard text, number, currency, time, date functions, as well as formatting fields for checkboxes, lists, custom expressions, and so forth. So we give you the power and flexibility to take existing forms from Microsoft Excel, print them up, send them in the field, collect constrained sets of data, bring them back into the office without rekeying the data. So the next step that we have is that we're going to be able to ingest or import the ink back into Microsoft Excel that was recorded on the digital pen. The process all occurs through the print process, which we use in the Capturx Control Center here on the Capturx tab, simply choosing Print with Capturx. By printing with Capturx, we take the document and it'll enable it digitally to have ink, regular ink, put down on the page to be brought in to the application. Some of the other functions that we give you as well are the help dialog, giving you some samples, video tutorials, and samples on how to build efficient forms. Forms are easy to build. You can take existing forms that you have and bring them into 2007 and quickly enable them for field use. One of the other functions that we also have is the ability to take multiple ingest sessions, or multiple forms can be written on throughout a work week, day, month, and those can be ingested into the application. I'm actually undocking my pen right now because, as you notice, the import ink dialog has expanded. The data no longer belongs on the pen. At this point, I can simply choose the import pen data. By importing the pen data, the site survey tab number 97 is bringing itself up. So what happens is that there's only data brought into the actual site survey tab when the ink has been ingested. So you'll notice that each session or paper form that was filled out appears as a tab within Microsoft Excel. We also give the user the ability to review the ink and test the ink to make sure that the data that was written in the background is the data that you want to have in the actual Excel application. Adapt's job for bringing the ink into the app is now done. We are no longer a part of the process, and the data does belong to Excel, just as if you were to rekey it yourself. So one of the features that we give you is the ability to look at the original ink in the background. Now, we can save this, reprint it, and have the original look of the form. Also, if we go back to our template, we have multiple data sessions that have been included on site surveys. So if we have some valve inspections that have been done over the last 6 months, but we want to look at how all of that data is organized and push it into a back-end database, we can choose our summarize function. It will go through each active sheet with the data, collect the data, and allow us to publish the data and push it in a table, column, row format into any back-end database scenario. So here you notice that we have all of the data, survey underscore date, city, target install date, and the confirmed by. We can also take a look via the active link of the exact sheet by clicking on the blue e-survey there that you've noticed. It takes me to that data that was populated and filled out. At this point, we now have a tabular or field of data that we can move to a database. We simply choose export and publish and move that data into a separate workbook. Keep in mind we're working in Excel, so as long as we keep the formatting correct, you can move this data into any back-end database, Oracle, SAP, GIS, SDEs, Access, CMMS systems, and some online database files as well. I hope this has been a helpful explanation, and look forward to working with you and hearing from you in the future. Take care.